I'm Lauren, that awkward plant girl. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you guys for popping in. Today we're going to be going over all of my outdoor plants. These are some beautiful outdoor roses that I absolutely adore. I've been gathering up their petals and I've been making all kinds of things with them, mainly like rose jelly. I did a rose syrup. I'm going to try rose vinegar this year. It's very exciting. I'll show them to you in just a minute. They're wild roses. They came with my house and I absolutely love them. They smell glorious. Oh my gosh. Then we're also going to be going over all of the houseplants that I have brought outside on my porch. Some of them are doing really well, some of them definitely not so well. But I'm going to show them all to you, good and the bad, and then we'll go from there and I'll tell you what I'm doing for each and everything. And then maybe this will help you with some of your issues, or maybe this will help you avoid some issues when you're bringing your plants out, or tell you how to handle some, or how not to handle some, but it's going to be fun regardless. And then I have done a whole bunch of like potting up of seedlings and things for an outdoor garden type of deal. I'm growing everything in containers, so if you only have like a balcony or something, then maybe you would find that helpful as well. Or if maybe you just like porch plants and you don't want to actually tear up your yard, then that's cool too. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. Right, so first off, we have these wild roses. These are like a more historically traditional type of rose. You can see where it's only got the 5 petals. I'll put the specific name down, but basically what I've been doing is harvesting these petals, and then I leave this center so that they can dry out like this. They'll eventually turn red, and then you can use them as rose hips. You can eat them and cook them, or you can dry them and put them in teas and stuff. These are the little ones that haven't opened yet. As they've been opened longer, the petals are turned white and get less pink. You can see it's a more vibrant pink up here, and these are more white. But they're huge. The thing is taller than me. It's so huge, so beautiful. I love it. And then it's growing on bamboo over there, which I actually harvested some of that as well. But I just love it. It adds a little bit of magic and whimsy to the world. Nothing wrong with these beautiful roses. I absolutely love them. I am trying to figure out if I should plant something under here or just mulch. Let me know what you think, you outside gardeners. I don't know, maybe some other types of flowers. I'm not sure. Something lower to the ground. And I am battling blackberries under here, and then the bamboo sometimes takes over, so I have to trim that back as well. You can see some of it kind of peeking out. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. Over here is a palm tree. This was actually closed up until about a week after I brought it outside. It's getting direct morning light, and I think it might be a little bit too much. It's kind of bleaching the leaves. This was all inside, and it definitely died. This dang plant had aphids, thrips, and scale. You could probably still see, and you could see it all right there. See, still has scale. I've sprayed this thing down like so many times, but it's finally starting to unfurl new leaves. I've got it in this planter where it's got water underneath it because these are very thirsty plants. So seem to have got rid of the thrips and the aphids. Scale's still sticking around. This is coming unfurled, which is cool. See, it's really cool to see these unfurled. They're definitely not inside plants though. I got this as a rescue plant at Christmas time for $10, and it was not happy. It was seriously the crankiest freaking plant I've ever had in my entire life. Never have I had a plant get 3 different pests and not even put out a new leaf in that time. It was like 5 months of hell with this plant. I do not recommend them. They're beautiful outside plants, especially if you're in a tropical zone. Pacific Northwest, not so much. So this up here is a beautiful rhododendron, and this is how much I got it for last summer on clearance. And then it's got these beautiful pink flowers. It already flowered, and everything that is a light green is new growth, and then everything that's darker is older growth. But it's growing. It's doubled in size. It's pretty happy. I've got to look up how to prune these guys though, so there's that. These are daffodils. They came up. They did great. I have some other bulb flowers planted in here that are going to bloom for the summer. So I cut the daffodils back here, and then hopefully those will come up. And that's kind of the plan. But it looks like junk right now. It looks like a pot of dirt, but I promise it's not. So up here we have some dead nettle that I rescued. They do not like to dry out, so I'm trying to keep it in here where it's not drying out. It does not seem to be working so well though. Oh, nope, it looks like it might have some new growth down there if it's not dying. I don't know, we'll see. And then this is a philodendron burley marks. As you can see, it got burnt. And then this is another older leaf that got burnt. But the newer leaves that have come out are coming out really funky looking. And it's like the plant is thirsty. But I've given it water. I don't know. It doesn't feel mushy. It doesn't feel like there's root rot. But all the older leaves got burned. Maybe this is just a side effect of too much light on new leaves. I don't know. It's direct morning light, and apparently that's too much for it. This one gets direct afternoon light, actually. It's got direct noon light shining on it. And it's got a little crab spider living in there. This is what the leaves normally look like. This is what they're looking like right now. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to keep growing or not. Oops, sorry. So under here, it's still growing. And then it's got this little guy under here too. And this was another rescue at Christmas time. This had spider mites, and I took care of that. So I'm going to kind of, but that one died off. But it doesn't feel mushy. It looks mushy, but it doesn't feel mushy. And then this one is firm and growing just lopsided and weird, needs a repot. But it's pushing out the new growth right there. And then it's got 2 other growth points on it. So we'll see how that goes. I put the Tradescantia out first and then got a surprise frost. So it's not happy at all, the Tradescantia zebrina. I have a bunch of cuttings upstairs. I think I might just repot it. Salvage the little bit that I can from here and just repot it. We'll go from there. This is a succulent that stretched out over the winter time, so I removed all of that. And then I have all the little succulent leaves from that one, and these ones over here, and this one. Then I've got this beautiful cilantro over here. You guys saw all these before. And these all overwintered in my bathroom. Not very much light. So I've got a, you see, this is what the succulents do when they don't have enough light. They just kind of stretch out. They still look really cool though. They're so pretty. Such pretty plants. I freaking love them. There we go. So there's that. And then I've got a bunch more back in there. And this is that watch teen. Dying curly spider plant. I got this for like $3. But it's coming back. It's got new growth. You can see. It's got new growth right there. I don't know if it does in here. Oh, there it is. But I've got to remove all of the dead leaves and maybe add another spider plant. This is another one. This one needs water. But there we go. And I've got pot storage back there, so it looks a hot mess. This is kind of what I have going on. I'm hoping as the summer rolls on, these are little like seedlings that I sprouted at the base of that wild rose bush. So this one I'm actually growing in stratum. It's like 4 little plants in here. You can see that one's died off, but the other ones are looking pretty good and have actually grown quite a bit. They were about the same size as this one. There we go. This one looks like it's not going to make it now. Might just have to chop this and stick it in stratum with that one. And back over here is the foxtail fern. You can kind of see in there that it's got its roots coming up. It desperately needs a repot. This was kind of all over the place. See, it's super cute though. Look at that. Super adorable. It has needed a repot for like a year now. So up here I have lemon balm. Some of it is rooting, some of it is not rooting. Roots are looking cool though. Rooted succulent I removed all the tops and pieces of. Here's the little tops. I repotted them over here. Re-chopped up this guy. I don't know what's going on with this Haworthia. I don't know if it's dying. I don't know if it's living. I don't know if it's sunburnt and cranky. It's got roots. I don't know. And then I discovered this yesterday in the yard. There was a whole little patch of it in the yard, very close to the ground. I don't know if it's yarrow or some other type of herb. It smells wonderful. So I just dug some of it up with a little bit of roots and put it in here. I don't know if it'll do anything. And then this is another lovely succulent. So I just have it chilling up here. It too has been stretched out. I have a leaf propagating in the succulent bowl down there just to see if it'll propagate that way before I do any other damage to it. And this is Purple Heart. Oh, here we go. So this is what it looks like, where it's got that beautiful purple heart color. So this is a Purple Heart Tradescantia. Just a bunch of cuttings. It stretched out and lost its color. So I chopped and propped it for out here. Right up here is the hanging basket version. And there's still some, but not a whole lot. I left all the bases so that they can regrow. You can see some of it starting to come up. You can kind of see right there. There we go. I've got my laundry on the line in my car over there. It's not the most aesthetic hanging picture. I wanted to ask, are you metal wind chime fans or wooden wind chime fans? Because my husband and I are in a debate currently. He likes the wooden ones, and I like the metal ones. What do you think? And then over here is like our little sitting area. This is the other side of the door. You can see there's all this new growth on this Norfolk Island pine. It's so happy to be outside. It's thrilled, and I'm loving life with it. Look at this. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. These are actually kind of like, they're not even pine trees, but they like tropical conditions. So they're loving the heat, extra light. And then these ficuses. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this one I just got a couple of days ago, and it's beautiful. This is the Ficus Tanaki. You can see right there, it's got that beautiful pink veination going right up the middle, and then it's got slightly pink veination coming off the sides with like 3 or 4 different colors of variegation. This one is a newer leaf. You can see it's more shiny with more cream color, and then it fades more to white. Kind of similar to a Mandula pothos, actually. So I'm loving this. It's so beautiful. I've wanted one for a while. You can see that it's like a foot high, so it's doing pretty good. Ficus Audrey. These 3 in, so these 3 in the back here all were put next to a very cold window in the wintertime, and I didn't know that my husband had opened the window because he likes cold. I do not like cold. To me, that is insanity, but to him, that was normal. So he opened it, and they lost all their leaves. So what you're seeing now is what I have regrown since like November in crummy winter conditions here in the Pacific Northwest. So that's where we're at with that. This is the Ficus Audrey. Oh, I forgot to mention they got spider mites too, but I have since defeated them, I believe. So, but the Ficus Audrey has, wait, is this the Audrey? No. This is the Ficus altissima. I'm sorry. This is the Ficus altissima because it's got green on green variegation. Think global green pothos. And then this is the burgundy ficus because they have a burgundy color underneath. See a little bit there. It shows up more on their newer leaves. You can see here it's coming in. It's also leaning and in desperate need of a repot. And I keep moving these rocks, hoping it will try to get it to stay there, and it keeps not working. But we'll see. It is coming back though, so I'm excited. This is a little strawberries and cream ficus. And look how bright pink. This is like, if you like the pink princess, then you would like this little ficus here. They like a lot of light. This lost all its leaves as well. I forgot about this one. It also really needs a repot, but I want it to push out 2 more leaves before I repot it out here. I don't want to shock it even more being out here. You can see a little damage on this one. It started to put out deformed leaves with the spider mites. Lost all its previous leaves. I notched this and then it lost those leaves too. Yep, but you can see some of the spider mite damage. This actually might even be some fungus damage back there. So Yeah, we're just going to remove that leaf actually later. I don't even know what happened to this one. So, but this looks like it's the newest leaf. So it might have actually put this one out since it's been out here. This is a Ficus Audrey. So when their leaves come in, they're all soft and velvety. This one is not as soft. It's still got a little bit of velvet on the back, but not as much. It is pushing out a new little leaf there though. And I think there might be spider mites on it still. It could be cottonwood too though. I can't even tell. No, it's kind of sticking. I don't know, I'm going to spray it down regardless. So that's kind of the little thing. Hopefully natural predators will take care of that if that's spider mites, but I'll rinse it down. A huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, indoorgardening.com. They are committed to providing the very best quality information and product recommendations to help you succeed as an indoor gardener. Whether you're new to indoor gardening or a seasoned pro or hobbyist, you'll find tons of great resources there. Articles about acclimation, how to prep plants for the move outside, and even what plants handle colder weather than others have been incredibly helpful to me this season. Yep, down here is a neon syngonium. This one had spider mites as well. I got it as like a little rescue plant. I can't say no to the rescue plants, but even with our cooler temperatures here, it's been really good about putting out new growth. So, and it's keeping that, it comes in a darker pink and it fades to like a millennial rose pink. So it's kind of cool looking. I'm really having fun with this one. And there's a couple plants in one, you can see there. So far so good with this one though. And then this is a blue star fern. Don't mind, this had a grow light on it and then I flipped it over. And this is totally like a repurposed shelf here that I've done. And then chalk rocks, and then storage for the porch for kids games and stuff. And then how I water all the plants out here. So it's the high-tech stuff, man. I don't even know what this is. My kids must have left something up here. Right, so this is the little blue star new growth coming in here. And then there's some old growth that I can remove. So there you go. So this is not too bad so far, actually. And then this is what they look like. They're little rhizomes. You can see the little green coming up there. So these will actually get like a little blue dusting on them as they mature. This guy was just really thirsty and always forgotten about. I'm trying to turn him so that he gets more even light and produces more growth on this side. And it seems to be working. It just doesn't seem to be bringing this growth to be more full up, unfortunately. But we'll work with what we've got. So I'm happy to see that one thriving. So I've got a bunch of mulch here that I found at the grocery store. They're normally like $6 each and they were all for $1. They were $1 clearance. So excuse the motorcycle in the background. They're all for $1 each. I have no idea what I'm going to do with so much mulch, but for $3 when I wouldn't even be able to get one bag for that, I'm taking it. So brought that home. Maybe I'll mix some of it in with soil or something for the plants. This is a kangaroo paw fern, and it's actually doing surprisingly well with the foliage underneath. But all the foliage on top, I put it out way too soon. Dang, going super speedy on that motorcycle. So anyway, this got burned way too much. I put it in direct morning sun. Ironically, I put it in the same area that it was in the bathroom, but I forgot that that window is frosted. So it was getting the same light that it normally does, but way more direct on its leaves. And that's how it ended up being all crispy crunchy instead. So having a frosted window or having a sheer curtain, this is the difference. This is the result of that difference. So just keep that in mind. Direct consequences of my own actions, unfortunately. But still a really cool plant. Like, definitely, if you get the opportunity to get one, definitely do. I'm going to show you their little rhizomes and how they grow. Kind of hanging off the porch here, sorry guys. But there it is. It's really cool looking. This one got a little bit of burning as well. Ironically, the same one that got so crispy and completely burnt last year. Moved him to a darker spot, still hanging, and it's already pushing out new growth. This is a Boston fern. So it's It's recovering. It's doing its thing. It will be fine. It's going to be all full and lush by the end of summertime, so I'm pretty excited for that. This is Fabio. Fabio is looking mighty grumpy. I don't know why. It's a new growth. It's still grumpy. The older leaves aren't looking too terrible. I mean, they're spider mighty because they got spider mites. Again, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe he needs a repot. Oh, he is an Aurelia. Aurelia always have these. This is their trunk looking, and then it'll mature into old growth like that over time. So they're really, really cool. Very beautiful. This is Aurelia Fabio, or Fabian Aurelia. Aurelia Fabian, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So, and then I've got beautiful, check out this color. Oh my gosh. These roses are coming too. They're starting to grow. They're so pretty. I love roses. My grandma grows roses. So I love them. They make me so happy. Other side of this chair, we have an ivy hanging. It's a little cranky, but it's pushing out new growth, so I think it'll recover fine. I didn't really worry about that one getting sunburned. I just kind of tossed it out and said, thrive or die at this point, buddy. But up here is a plant I actually rescued from the yard. It is a little purple plant. It produces purple flowers, but it's very, very invasive. So I dug it up instead of chopping it up, and it produces really pretty foliage. So even if it doesn't grow flowers, this has been like maybe a week or two since I dug it up by the roots and repotted it. So it's going to have a little leaf loss. Not big a deal. You could see up here. It's got really, really pretty foliage. So that's where we're at with that. And I'm just letting it hang. I've got the hummingbird feeder right there. So I figure if it does produce the little purple flowers, they're trumpet shaped, so the hummingbirds will probably really like that. Over here in this super huge bucket, all of these little seedlings are mint. One mint plant went to seed in here. And I don't know if this is something else that went to seed or if it is mint, more mature. I do not know what this is. I'm just kind of letting it grow and see. This is dandelion. Oh, I had chives in here at some point. I don't know if it's here now or not. But, yep. Oh, and lemon balm was in here as well. So, everything is in this pot. It's a mess. And that's the same thing. These used to be ferns, but they got seeded by the same plants that were in here. Now they're growing in there too. So we're just gonna leave them be and let them see. This similar red pot, I put a bunch of carrots in. It's fairly deep. I'd say about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet deep. So I'm hoping that'll be enough for carrots. We'll see. If not, then I'm out of carrots, and that's fine with me. My kids' toys, because our pool is over there. Little kid pool. I don't know what the heck this is. I didn't label it, but I planted a bunch of seeds in here. This was the only one that survived, so there were other pots in here. This guy loves water, and I think that is a beneficial spider mite. I don't know. Bunch of tomatoes. These ones I did differently. I had them all together, and then I spent the day today dividing them actually. I think these are peppers, but these are all tomato plants. I just replanted them in here. Same over here. I don't know what these are. These are beans of some kind. And then those are a bunch of different kinds of herbs that I planted. I just covered them in plastic wrap. More herbs that I planted. I covered them in plastic wrap. I put this little thing on top so it doesn't blow away. This is all going to be mustard greens that are meant for the summer and for droughts. So I'm excited to see what that does. These are all empty. I haven't potted anything in these yet. So I've got the little hose going on over there, so it's like a sprinkler. More tomato plants. And then I have gourds here, like the spoon gourds. I have more tomato plants over there. And then here I have watermelon growing. And I have loofah growing here as well. Then I've got bean plants growing in there. So, and then over here I've got bamboo that I'm drying out. For bamboo sticks. Chopped them over here. did this whole big thing here. And then these are all peas. I don't know if they'll actually produce anything, but I potted these up today. And then over there is the radish and I don't know what that other one was, maybe broccoli. I planted a whole bunch of things in there and that's all that came up. But it got to be 100 degrees after I potted them or planted them, so I don't think they're gonna make it or do anything. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!